Yeah, the one of the important things is Sung. Yeah, so always remember, you really want to take a little bit time, no matter what your practice is, to really study the concept of Sung, relaxing. But what makes Sung special to me is my interpretation is it's relaxing while you're doing something, and studying that feeling of total relaxation. So, if you just let everything go and you feel everything dropping, um, but to have that, to study that feeling of limpness, and nothing and limpness, but while you're holding the form. So while your hands are up, you have to let go of everything, and all of this is dropping. So Sung, really, you can see it takes a long time to understand and then develop, and then appreciate what it's for, and then you have to consciously keep studying it and looking for it and such. So that's so really important, very very important. Explaining to somebody like I didn't understand this. It's only very recently that I've understood it, and a few years, maybe 1 or 2 years before the pandemic. So we're talking maybe 5 years ago at least, is when it hit me that I need to study Sung. So it's taking me this long to develop, a basic understanding of it from there. Um, there's something else I discovered in myself in talking with somebody, talking with my cousin who shares a lot with me, is when we do this vibrating palm, right? I always encourage you to shake your hands, and it has to start from somewhere. And in the beginning, you just have to, shake. So, and what happens is your body gets used to that movement, right? So you're creating the form, your body gets used to that form, and eventually you can start moving easily through that form. So, the transformation I'm going through now is, I can't even. It's real foggy how this started. I go in and out of remembering how this started for me, but that and I think some of you are already experienced this, right? Sometimes you do the move and that little vibration comes out, and then it feels like it just wants to come out by itself. And you can stop it or you can start it. But what I'm starting to understand is that if I focus, if I just think, so if I think of the joints, this whole shoulder area, I haven't isolated down to one spot, but it's this whole shoulder area and the shoulder blade, all inside here. If I think of over here vibrating when I'm shaking my palms, if I think of here vibrating, then that vibration comes out through the palms, and I just have to relax my palm. And we call this vibrating palms. And in general, it's to issue energy out of your body through your hands. So if you're doing healing, and you want to transfer chi out of your hands to the person for healing, right? That's what the vibration does. It helps it. But I'm starting to understand it's not coming from the palms, it's coming from here. So when I use it in treatments, in healing treatments now, like yesterday, I had a nice long session, and I was doing some long distance healing, and I was healing somebody at my office, doing treatments. I just kept thinking of here vibrating, and not trying to make it vibrate like that, but just thinking of it vibrating. And I could do this vibrating palm for a long time. But if I just focus on vibrating my palm, right, then I get tired. But if I vibrate my palm and then I think of here vibrating, it just starts moving by itself. It's a really interesting phenomenon. So, like everything I talk about, the learning, right? We start off large, concrete, and learn the form, and then you start to refine it. So it's refinement. So if the energy is coming from the back, coming through the hand, from the shoulder blade side through the hand, right, then it's traveling through the ligaments and tendons, it's traveling through the bone, right, it's traveling through all the muscle tissue is traveling through the joints. So you can see why the joints have to be open and loose. You can see why you have to have Sung, because any restriction, right, will stop that flow of energy. So then the reason for Sung, one of the reasons for Sung becomes really important, that if I want to be able to do that, right, I have to relax and let it flow, and not direct from here, but direct from back here, and starting to reach the point where I can just use the E, right? We say in the Qigong, it starts with the E, the intent, just thinking of it. The Qi follows the E, and then the blood follows the Qi. So yesterday was really fun because I would just think of this vibrating, and it would just flow. So the more I got out of the way physically, then the more action happened. So yeah, it's that, you win by losing. You just have to relax, but with the right intent and with the right training and patience, real interesting phenomena come out from there. And center of your palm is heart, Gung point. So sometimes you can think of, right, not the whole palm issuing energy, but you can think of, just the center, right, coming out, that energy coming out, and you can put it on different places of the body. So this center, you could imagine it being like an acupuncture needle, right? So if you learn like even one acupuncture point on your body, right? You go for a treatment and they say, this is this point, and if you stimulate this point, this will affect this, right? And you say, I don't want to do needles on myself. I don't want to buy needles. I don't want to poke myself, right? You could imagine putting the center of your palm right over that point, and then, right, studying that vibration, but then thinking of the vibration coming from here, and then just letting it vibrate and thinking of like, I'm going to stimulate that point for this reason from there. Yeah, there's other techniques I learned. I don't practice it, but there's other ways you can do it. But this is a real simple. Okay, so center of the palm, issuing out that energy, and then always to help you, right, channel. So think of the sun coming down, charging up your sun, and that helps that energy to flow. And there's all kind of visualizations. You could just think of the universe, right, coming down, energy from the universe coming down, flowing through you. I love to use the image of Kuan Yin. I don't have the scroll here, but I think most of you are familiar with Kuan Yin in some form. It doesn't have to be Kuan Yin, could be anything, yeah. But a common image of Kuan Yin is, right, she's either on the ocean riding that sea dragon, or she's up in the clouds. And the image I like is that I have a scroll in my office where she's up in the clouds, either on her lotus, or I think maybe on her lotus, and I like to imagine that I'm tapping into her world, right, whatever that world is, and I'm sending energy down from that world. And that works really nicely. It's a really nice image. So you can take that concept to whatever good source you want to tap from there. Right? And it's basically all the same mechanics. You choose what's comfortable for you. Okay, but start to think more of your shoulder blade, and when you come forward, when we do this movement from here, you just relax and you think, push your shoulder blade out as this is coming forward. So not leaning with your palm, but your shoulder blade is coming out, and that's what leads the movement. And then eventually, when you start practicing this, right, you practice that shake when we come here, that vibrating, and then you start to imagine, like, when it's coming, when you're vibrating here, imagine over here is vibrating. So you start off with your palm, but then just imagine, this whole shoulder area. It's sending it here. So the palm will keep on vibrating, but you imagine it's over here is vibrating, and then this will be so easy for the palms to shake, and just relax and expand. Okay, so just some things to think of. That's really going much deeper into the internal practices of what we do. And when you do the form can be the warm-up. The warm-ups are great forms to exercise because you're just doing one motion over and over again. You don't have to think what's the next motion. You're just doing one motion, and you can start putting in these principles inside. Come there. That's my coffee.
I know, I was checking to make sure it was still good.
We were at McDonald's for breakfast this morning. It was a very productive morning. Woke up, got us ready, changed, cleaned. I'm taking care of the dog next door, walked the dog around the block, came back, went to McDonald's and came back.
The dog?
No, the dog is there. Yeah. Okay. All right. So extend the legs. We'll start with our warm up, and and we'll do the second half today, and we'll take a break next week for Easter Sunday. You can all go out and dye eggs and look for the Easter bunny.
You're gonna scare him away.
Okay. So right now, my process is breath is number one, breathing is number one, and it starts with the inhale. Okay, so we have to inhale to expand, and then when we exhale, exhaling represents letting go, right? Relaxation and Gung. Okay, expansion, contraction. So nice breath in, and then let it go, and then we can begin breathing in. Right then we start the form. Right, it's like turning on the power, and then we can decide what we're going to do with it. Relaxing, flowing into the earth, thinking way up in the sky, just imagining reaching way up into the universe, pouring that energy down through the center of the body. And you can wash the whole body, or you can focus it just down the spine, or imagine it washing the organs or the bones. Or you could start off general and then focus it. Or you could start off really focused and then making it general. But let all the joints open and expand. Expand and reach. One more time. And of course, I like to imagine gently gathering the sun and directing that energy down through the top of my head and charging up that little sun in my chest that can provide energy for the whole body. And then breathing in from the earth, pulling the chi up. You can slowly walk the feet back so they just touch the earth. Come up from the back and press and arch back. Open the chest a little bit and the rib cage, and then come down just a little bit. Each time, if you want, you can stretch a little bit more. Let's start off small and then get a little bit bigger. Breathing in, feel the feet sinking into the earth. Imagine that energy flowing up through the earth, through the bottom of your feet, through the body. Imagine it flowing through the bones, stimulating the bone marrow, washing all the bone, every bone of your body, all the small bones in your feet and your hands, the spine, the hips, blades, skull, every bone of your body. There's a small little bone in your throat, every bone in your body. Come up from the side. Look way out into the distance. Focus. Imagine you're just staring way out into the distance. Mountaintop or horizon. Breathing in and out. Right here, imagine shoulder blades issuing from the shoulder blades. One more time. Let the body move. Scooping down. Fill up the whole body. Deep breath. Squeeze. Slowly let go. The bones. Saturate the bones. Squeeze all the blood and the chi out of every bone of your body. Just imagining. And slowly let go and everything rushes back in. And then ligaments and tendons coiling and uncoiling. Every joint of your body. Just taking your time. Then bringing everything back to center. Expand. Slowly fix your alignment. Adjust. Bring everything back. Open all the joints. Release the pelvic joints so you can expand in both directions. Feel just the thigh muscles expanding. Reach the toes down into the earth. Relax the shoulders relax the shoulders. Unlock the elbows. The arms should fold and swing forward a little. Open the throat. Use the ha sound. And relax the lower belly so that it expands when you breathe in and collapses when you exhale. Top of the head suspended, pulling the body upwards, allowing the spine to straighten out, allowing the shoulders to fall. The whole pelvic region relaxes as the legs expand into the earth. The bottom of the feet are totally relaxed, but the legs are flowing and sinking into the earth. If it helps, you can imagine the legs heavy, heavy, heavy. Relax all the facial muscles and slowly have that nice little smile from the chest, from the heart area. And imagine that little sun in your chest, just warm and cool, floating, nicely putting out energy to your whole body wherever it needs it. And it's being fed by the sun in the sky. Slowly open your eyes. Nice relaxed breathing. Look straight ahead. Remember to open your eyes slowly so you don't shock the system with the light coming in. Take a nice breath in before we begin. And then let it all out. And then begin the warm-up. Okay, starting with our neck. You feel the shoulder blades lifting the arms, extending the fingertips, breathing in, washing the face and relaxing. And the shoulder blades pushing, arms out. Feel the body get full. And press a little bit past that fullness and then come down and let the neck open up. Finish the move. Remember, you can take that extra breath in between or you can leave it out. Feel that full feeling and then down. Feel the shoulder blades letting go, sinking. Tilt the sternum up as you exhale. And just the head to open up the neck. You can imagine it pulling on the spine all the way down to the tailbone. Relax. Then sternum up and head down, opening up the neck and pulling on the tailbone. And one more time. And then we'll take that extra breath. Right here, breathe in. Just feel your shoulder blades move and relax. One hand up, one hand down. Again, shoulder blades, fingers extending. Oh, remember to keep your palms nice and large. Okay, as we breathe in, you look at the fingertip first. Just turning the head. And exhale when you're ready. Yeah, feel the fingers stretching, the palms nice and large. Feel the warmth of the palm washing down the pericardium channel. And then washing back up. And then the second time you focus only on the second finger, second line, second finger, eye level. Yeah, index finger. As the hand comes up, it feels like you played the cat's cradle. Right here, like it's threading that string. And then the third time, you stare out into the distance, mountaintop or horizon. And each time, you try and turn your head a little bit more. Breathing in. Exhale when you're ready. And one more time. Breathing in. And then come back to center. Hold the ball. Right at throat level. Center of the palms, height of the throat. Open and close. Turn the palms, lift the sternum, expand, feel that full feeling, and hold that light compression, and then let it go. Let everything go. Take that extra breath. Feel the shoulder blades expand just like wings. Right? You can think of like that jellyfish, right? The way it expands and collapses. That's what you want the shoulder blades to feel like. Okay? Moving to the shoulders. Squeeze the shoulder blades together. Remember to think only of the inside lower corner. Just manipulate one point of the shoulder blade. Everything else gets dragged along for the ride and follows. Keep the legs extended into the earth, flowing, reaching. So all the joints can expand. Every joint can expand in the body. And then come forward. Yes, if you feel like, oh, you're going to miss class next week, just go to YouTube and just do the warm-up. Right, just play one of the part 1 videos and then you can at least do the warm-up. Yeah. You can skip all the talking. You can go straight to the warm-up, right? Yeah. Do one side. You know, that's the beauty of having the videos. You don't have to listen to the part you don't want to listen to. Yeah, really feel that one point moving and relax the neck, relax the waist so the whole body can turn. Come forward when you're ready. Feel the shoulder blade opening, pulling open. Yeah, keep both palms open. Yeah, finish this movement and then we'll do the other side. So keep both palms open and fingers expanded. You can stretch the fingers or imagine something pulling on the fingers, pulling on the bottom of the feet, pulling the top of the head up. You can imagine a little weight on the tailbone, helping the tailbone to align and straight down and pulling the spine straight down. Come forward when you're ready. Let the head turn. One more time. All the way down. Relax and two sides back to front. And front to back. All the way down. Relax a little bit. Take that extra breath. Makes a nice break. It helps to transition and reset. Okay, and then loose circles. When we do this one, this is where you just want to relax. Right? You want to feel that heaviness of the arms dropping. Just shaking out the muscles, shaking out the joints. And then slow it down. Right, and then put it back together. So thinking of picking up the arms. Feel the lower belly expand. And then let it go. Elbows down. Palms rotating the entire time. Just thinking of the movement. Think of your shoulder joints. Think of the whole shoulder joints vibrating. Just imagine in your mind they're vibrating. Only the shoulder joints. And then if the palms vibrate, you just let it vibrate, but think of the shoulder joints vibrating. And then when you're ready, think of the spine and pull the spine and let it go. And then pull the spine before it settles. And when you let it go, the joints have to let go right away. The palms, the arms can fall quickly, or they can fall like they're falling in water, but the joints have to release right away. And then try to look straight ahead as your spine turns. Use the ha to exhale. Last one. And then do a soft one. Just slowly take that extra breath. Just the shoulder blades and let it go. Take your time. Yeah, so I don't know if you can feel it, but it takes practice, right? So as you're doing this move, you can start off by vibrating your palms just a little, and then think of here vibrating, and then see what happens. So there's all kind of opportunities where you vibrate first, do a movement, and just imagine it's vibrating from here. And try to ignore the hands and see what happens. All right, moving to the spine. Hold the ball first. Nice and straight. Get your body realigned. And then slowly separate the hands. Keep the elbows down. And then feel everything connect in the back. Right? The rib cage, the spine, the shoulder blades. You're stretching the shoulder blades away from each other. Expand your breathing as you stretch. Right, you're pulling over here, so expand this area, expand this area. Don't let it tighten up because of the stretch. And keep your mind in the shoulder area, expanding. Feel all the joints opening. All the joints can have movement. Imagine the chi flowing, being pulled and stretched. Take a deep breath. Remember to try and just, every time you exhale, to just let the joints go. No matter how quickly or slowly the hands and the limbs fall, the joints, you want the joints to let go right away. Nice deep breath. And exhale when you're ready. Breathe in. Yeah, and we want the palms to pass right in front of the heart. When you do it on your own, you could change, my emphasis is the heart. But you could say, what happens if I emphasize passing the palms in front of the throat, right? Or the solar plex, or the sacral, or the root? Yeah, doesn't have to be the heart. Right? Your intent, right? Your intent, what you're trying to emphasize. That's what you're polishing, that's what you're cultivating more than the others. And that's where you need to give yourself permission to experiment and see what happens. And as long as it's safe and feels comfortable, you should be okay. If it feels uncomfortable, then just stop. Don't do that. You shake it out. And breathe in, letting the spine expand. And then relax and exhale, and every vertebrae falls perfectly back into place. One more time. And then we're going to turn the palm and do our spirals. Start going. Pull the spine. Release. Pull the spine. Breathe in, release. Keep the palms right in the center of the body. Pull the spine, breathe in, release. Pull the spine. Pull the spine. One last time. Pull the spine. And then come back. Heart. Sternum up. One open and close. Breathe from the lower belly. But everything expands. And hold the ball up and down. Turn towards the upper elbow. Let the palms wind up. And then release. Keep the palms open and stretched. Keep the feet sinking into the earth, connected with the earth, connected with Tu. Tu is earth. Yes, your palms are turning, imagining they're polishing the heart, polishing that sun. Right, if your palms are vibrating, imagine that vibration is coming from the shoulders, the shoulder joint, the whole shoulder joint area. One last time. One last time one side, and one last time the other side. And come back to the solar plex. Tilt the sternum nice and tall. Drop the shoulders. The shoulder blades are pushing the arms forward. Just imagine the hands are falling in water. Slowly letting go of the shoulders. Bring one foot in at a time. Pressing the other foot into the earth. Relax, let go, and then transfer. Right where you touch down, you can feel you have to let go of the pelvic joints, the hip joints. Okay? Let the legs rest on the earth and pull the chi up with the hands. All the joints have to relax and fold. Draw the chi straight up in a straight column and guide it back down in a straight column. Let the legs rest. Take an extra breath to reset. Then back of the hands being pulled up, back of the hands, like a suction pulling the back, and then back of the hands being pressed down. No resistance. Take an extra breath. Bottom of the hands being pushed up, no resistance in the hands. Bottom of the hands being pulled down. Take an extra breath. Oh, make sure you unmute. I forgot to check that. Yeah, make sure you unmute. Okay, press both feet down into the earth. And you feel the thigh muscles activating, not just tensing, but pressing forward. Feel the bottom of the feet pressing. And the very bottom of the feet, the very bottom has to be relaxed. And just imagine the legs heavy, heavy, heavy. And then sink into one leg, release one. And then sink into the hip joint, whichever side. And then begin. Pull the leg up. Bring it out. Set it down. As soon as you touch the earth, you have to release the hip joints and then you can transfer. Then you have to release the hip joints right there and then you can transfer. And just take your time studying that hip joint, right? Studying, connecting the palms with the hand. Right here, you have to release the hip joint and then you can transfer. And notice not just the hip joint, but the shoulder joints too. Right here, release the hip joint and then you can transfer. Right here, release the hip joint and then you can transfer. The more you can develop that control in the hip joint, the more subtle your movements will become. As you start to feel it, you know it's released. You don't have to turn as much. You don't have to make big movements. It's like, oh, it's released. Right? It's that feeling you're looking for. Right here, release the hip joints and then you can transfer. If you release the hip joint, then you can feel it shifting from right to left or left to right. Right here, release and then transfer. And pick the knees up as high as you comfortably can without affecting the upper body. And keep the upper body suspended from the top of the head. One more time. Release and press. Step out. Release. And then hold the ball. Bring it to the height of the heart or the solar plex. Breathe in and turn. Drop one knee. Expand, still working on the hip joints. Other side, breathe in. Just sliding the hand, letting the body turn, letting the spine turn. If you want, you can imagine as you're coming out, right here, imagine the shoulder joints vibrating. And that vibration just surges through the arm, through the fingertips. You don't feel the vibration, shake your fingers a little bit. But imagine that the shoulder joints are vibrating. Feel the fingertips pulsing a little bit more when you do that. Come back to center. Sacral, one open and close, deep in the body. Turn the palms, loose fist, resting on the hips. Press one leg down, sink into the hip joint. Just scrape against the rib cage. Heel, fist right in the center. Press the knee down and then wind that leg up. Tuck the elbow. Rub against the rib cage and then down. Release the hip joint and transfer. Rub against the rib cage right in the center. Take your time. Stretch and press the knee down. Then wind that leg up, tucking the elbow in. Bring it back and then down. Add the foot pump. Heel, knee, pump. Just breathe naturally. Yeah. Notice how when I come back, my elbow is right in the center. Foot pump. Right here. I tuck my elbow right in close to me. Yeah, then I can rub against the rib cage. Now open palm. On your own, you can, if you want to do all fists, right, at the turn of the spine, you can do all fists, or you can do all open palm. You can feel the difference. You can feel the expansiveness when you do open palm, and you take away that restriction that making a fist can create. Right? Relax and down. Yeah. And do it that way. It's so energetic. You need to take that extra breath. Okay, press one leg. Again, pick up and move to the ankles. 45. Keep. So the movement is so simple, right? We want to make sure that we're suspending this up. This is pressing down, sinking into the hip joint. This is right at heart level. Right? The whole form, it's the rest of the body, it's just that still form. Right? And then switching, right when you touch, you can feel you need to release the hip joints so you can transfer. This leg pressing, let it sink and press into the earth. But the very bottom of the feet are relaxed. Drop the shoulders, smile from the chest area, from the heart. Do as many as you feel you need to do. If I'm transferring, if I'm switching, but you're not ready to switch, just keep warming up that side. Don't worry. Stretch the toe. Yeah, feel the hip going right side to side, that type. We're trying to loosen up. We're working on the ankle, but you can tell we're also still working on the hip joint. Yeah. Yeah, so even on Zoom, I can see how much quieter your body movements are as you do it. Right? The more you start finding and discovering the quad, the hip area, and start sinking into here and start relaxing to the shoulder joint, your body just gets quieter and quieter. The shoulders start falling. Yeah, it's really nice to see. Let's see. Oh, perfect timing. Okay, so we'll run the set. Just a reminder, in this form, I like to do the parry side to side. Yeah? I like to do it like this. But in the standing form, it's not this kind of sweep, right? In the standing form, it comes straight out. So if you ever want to change it, right, that's my preference for the seated. Right there, it would come straight out. So it would turn and then turn. So the palms still turned over, they still switch, but it's coming straight out. So if you do it straight out, just relax, right? It comes from the solar plex, and then it just naturally rises. But if you watch what I'm doing, I'm not lifting my hand. Right? I'm just letting it extend. And the palm is rising, but really it's just reaching right the height of my shoulders. So it's just opening up. So it has a nice little curve coming up. If you need a guideline, I like to think of the height of the throat. So you can rise up to the just about the height of the throat, not real high, anywhere kind of around here. Right? When I show the application, I'm actually rising into the underarm, into the pit of the underarm, because this is sliding. Come.
Wait, the butt's really heavy right now.
So if I had a hand, if you turn sideways, right? If I was in application against a hand, right? One hand would be on top, one hand would be on the bottom, and they would be sliding underneath. So it would be running there. Right? So if you force yourself to go too high, right, in application, you would be like, right, instead of just naturally following that natural line. Thank you. Thank you, Simu. Yeah, so you just want it to naturally open up. Just feel right over here, just naturally open up. So we can try that today. If I don't forget, I'll try to do it this way. Yeah. So like if you went to else's class and they're doing the Taichi for health set and they're doing seated, right? And you're coming around this way and right, you're going this way and everybody else is going this way, don't worry about it. Just understand, right? It's just a little bit different. Right? But it's still Parry, right? Parry is just kind of deflecting something off to the side. That's all it is. That's a parry and punch. Okay. So it starts off with the breath. So and exhale, and then gather. And then set your feet comfortably. And gently close your eyes. Let everything relax. Just no intention, just let everything go. Take at least 3 breaths in and out while you do this. Just letting everything go. Relax all the face muscles. And no intent of smiling or frowning. Let all the joints go. Just feel everything resting, falling into the earth. Let the stomach, the lower belly muscles go. Listen to the joints. Are you holding the joints? Are you relaxing and letting go? This is Wuji. Wuji, you're trying to remove all the intent. The only intent is to let everything go. As you come out of Wuji, we want to align our bodies. We want to pull the head from above. Something pulling us up, right from about the giri-giri. You can feel it pulling. The chin starts to drop down. The spine starts to expand. And you have to let the pelvic joints go. And then the pelvic joints start to expand. The feet reach into the earth. The very bottom of the feet are relaxed. The tailbone tucks in. Relax the breathing. Don't tighten the chest. Don't tighten the abdomen. Tip of the tongue on the roof of the mouth. And the body is expanding in both directions. Up into the heavens and sinking into the earth. Drop the shoulders. Relax the breathing. Relax the facial muscles, but smile from the chest. Connect the sun in the sky to the sun in your heart. Right, to feel your whole body. Relax the elbows. Slowly start to expand the fingers, the palms. Feel the fingers stretching. And then imagine something pulling the feet into the earth, something pulling the top of the head, something pulling the fingertips as the body expands and contracts. Then slowly open your eyes, staring far off into the distance. Take one breath. Let it go. And then begin. Commencement. Breathing in. Feel the shoulder blades moving. Feel the palms stretching, holding, waking up the chi. And bring it to your heart. Then move it away from you. Starting to move the chi and bring it into the body. The forearms gently rubbing against the rib cage. and expand and contract. Expand, open and close, and contract. Single whip starting on your right side. Think of your spine. Pull the spine. Pull the hands up. Breathe in and looking at the fingertips. Right hand drops. One saw, cloud hands. Pull the spine so you turn 45 and Looking at the second finger. Pull the spine and third time, Look at the horizon or the mountaintop. Pull the spine and Come back to center. Tilt the sternum up. Drop the shoulders and open and close. Then repeat on the left side. Pull the spine, pull the palms upwards, breathing in. Look at the fingertips. One saw. Pull the spine and release. Remember to release the joints right away. Pull the spine and release. Look at the second finger, second line, second finger. Eye level. And third time, look at the horizon. Come back to center. Height of heart. Imagine the heart expanding, glowing. Next section, brushing the knee, right side. Pull the spine, pull the fingertip up. Breathing in, pull the fingertip forward. Center. Lift the sternum. Keep on turning. Breathe in. Pull the spine. Pull pipa. Play the pipa right here. And then twist. Oh yeah, this one I'm going to come straight instead. Straight up. But still twisting the body. And then turn. Twist. And the left hand rises. And then right here you have to cover. So it changes it a little bit. Right? And then the right hand punches. Yeah, so you can see it's the same moves, but it feels a little different. Right? And block and close and double palm. And then open and close. Heart expanding, smiling from the chest, smiling from the heart. And then the left side. Pull the spine, pull the left fingertip straight up, and then forward, breathing in, and then center. Lift the sternum. Keep on turning. Hands come center. Release. Hu pipa. Play the pipa. Left hand back. And right here, right, the twist. And the left hand is going to rise. And then you twist. And then your right hand's going to rise. And the right hand's going to cover. And then the punch. Pull the spine. And release. Rolling back or blocking. Compressing. Then lift. Double palms pushing the mountain. And let go and come back to the center. Expand. And contract. Left side, brush the knee. Breathe in. And up. Leisurely tying the quote. So turn some more. And then release. Right hand comes in. Elbow sticks out. Turn. And release. Turn. And release. Palm comes up. Turn as you rise. Release. Tuck the elbows in. Turn as you come out. and big spiral. Double palm. Open and close. Very good. Did I do this? Did we just do this side? No, this side. This side. Yeah, this side. Sorry. Right side. Yeah. Yeah. Turn and release. So the left hand swings in. The left elbow sticks out. Turn and release. And turn to the right as you come down. Fingertip connects and release. Roll the palm up. Turn and tuck the elbow in as you rise. And release and tuck the elbow center. And turn as the palm comes out. Lift the sternum and release. Double palm. And then release. Oh, sorry. I went back to my original sequence. That's okay. Yeah, okay. So turn to your right. Hands come out. We're gonna do fist under elbow and release. Drop the right hand. And tight spiral of the spine. So the right hand right in the center, and then the right hand starts making a fist, then you release and come back. And turns, you have fist under elbow, breathe in, and exhale. Push the fist out, squeeze the fist, and then release, open. Lift, and fold, and pull the spine to the right. Repulse monkey, and brushing the left knee. Lift the sternum. Turn the palms, drop the elbows. Repulse monkey, left side. Right hand falls. Brush the right knee. Lift the sternum. Just drop the right hand. Turn the palms, drop the elbows. Pull and turn to the right. Repulse monkey. And brush the left knee. Third time. Usually tying the coat, so turn a little bit more to your left. Breathe in and release. Turn to the right, breathe in and release. Turn to the right, breathe in, release, fingertip connects, breathe in, turn, release, big spiral, right in front of the heart. Open and close. Turn to your left, fist under elbow. Release, drop the left hand. Spin the spine, pull the spine. Left hand grabs and turn and release, fist under elbow. Turn, breathe in, release. Push the fist out. Turn to your right, open the right hand, open the left hand. Repulse monkey left. Drop the elbows. Fingertip. Brush the right knee. Lift the sternum. Keep on turning. Second time, repulse monkey, breathe in. Ha. Breathe in. Ha. Drop the shoulders. Leisurely tying the coat. Turn a little bit more to your right, then release. Right hand comes in, right elbow sticks out. Turn to the left. Breathe in, release. Palms up. Breathe in, turn, release. Breathe in, turn, release. Breathe in and out. Last open and close. Closing, double palms, release the shoulders. Press your right leg into the earth, release the left leg. Bring the left leg up first. Put your mind in your hip joints. Let go of both hips, and then transfer. Then bring the right leg in. Press. Take an extra breath. Just the shoulder blades, and then gather. Just bring everything back to the center. Let the whole body flush. Reconnect with the sun, the universe, through the body, through the earth. Make your body disappear. Just imagine that energy just flowing through the body, and the body is just a part of nature. Just a part of the sky, part of the earth. No distinction, no restriction. Breathe in and let go. Okay. So we'll do the bell meditation, and then before we end, I want to go over that right, letting go. But I'll show you standing for those of you who are going to finish. I was thinking about it, and I don't know if you remember me talking about when you let go, then you have to do a second let go. Because when you do that first let go, right, you're still holding on. So I want to talk about that a little. But we'll do the bell meditation first. Yeah, just extend the legs and gently walk them back. Sink the breath down. Lightly expanding the body. Not too much intent, just very lightly. Make sure you're breathing from the lower belly, and the chest and the throat are open. Any distractions, acknowledge them and bring yourself back to the meditation. Okay, slowly open your eyes, rub your hands, move your legs. Make sure your hands go in between, your fingers go in between each other. And then we go to, okay, warm up your eyes. Connect the center of the palms to the eyes. And slowly massage the scalp, front to back, center to outside, 3 times, 3 sets. And then same thing but tapping just the fingertips 3 times. Go all the way to the back of the neck. And then when you've done that, just pull on the earlobes up. Yeah, so if you learn acupuncture points but you don't want to use needles, use the center of the palm. Just imagine the chi coming out of the center of the palm from your heart energy. And then you can fire up from the sun, right? You can feed that energy from the sun, feed your heart, and use that kind of energy. The internet is good. And you can find charts, anatomy charts, acupuncture charts. You can find all the points all over nowadays. It's so funny. I was looking at I forgot one of the groups I'm in, and somebody had a question, and somebody's answer was try this or try that, and then the third answer was Google. I had to laugh, right? In other words, just search the web. The answer is probably there. Not always easy to find, but so many times the answer is there. And people ask, "Oh, do you know if the how to I have to renew my license or my car registration? Does anybody know what to do?" I'll Google it. I'll find the DMV sites, right? The satellite city hall sites with all the instructions, and I'll put the link down. It's so funny. Okay, yeah, shake everything out. But it's like anything else, right? If you haven't done it before, you don't think of it. I'm like that all the time. Yeah. Okay. So real quickly before I go over that letting go, right? So I like to I like to use this kind of palms in the seated set, right? So, and it's real nice because when you do it this way seated, you can really see that cover, yeah, coming out. And when you do the cover, that turn, it really emphasizes. So in the seated, I bring the hands out to the side. But in the standing, when you do the standing, the hands don't come to the side. So that's a unique part of when I teach the seated. So some other people might, even if they did this, right, they might stay right here in the center. So when we do this, there's a word I'm looking for. The regular parry, the actual parry in the set, is just turning the hands over, right, flipping the hands, and then just washing. So if I did it, held my hands this way, right, they would just be washing through the hands and then flipping over. So would come here and then it would flip over, right, and wash here and flip over. So while you're doing it, same thing. You need to turn the waist. You need to pull the spine, turn the waist. If I don't turn the waist, the hands don't go anywhere. But as I turn the waist, it's like a gear coming out, and that elbow tucks in. And we don't want that elbow out. That elbow really tucks in. It's really right in the center line, just washing and turning from here, right about the elbow, and then it just flips over. So when I'm flipping over, I'm cradling the elbow. Right? So same form like hupi pa, right? Hupi pa, elbow. When we do the warm up, right, it comes through, or when we do the brush knee, elbow, and then it comes out. So there's a real specific, there's physics involved, leverage and such, and also energetic. So again, center of your palm, feeding out energy, right? It can be washing down, or it can be washing up, right? It can be flowing the energy up or flowing the energy down. When it holds here, you issue the energy from your palm, feeding into here, and imagine that flowing out here. So this is relaxed, right? You let that energy expand, like blowing up a balloon, right? There's no intent here, it just fills it up. So this can be relaxed, right? And this supports it. So again, can either do this palm, right? And then it flips over, right? How I like to do it in the seated. So the center, right? This is supposed to be punching center. So if I come out from the side, this hand might angle in towards the center. Instead of being just straight like this, it might angle a little bit. So it's actually pointing towards the center. But you want to make that plus. Right? If you want to do it this way, same thing, right? Parry, parry. But it looks a little different because you turn, it still has the cover, right? And in the chair, it's a little odd because in the standing, we'd be kind of moving a little bit. So in the chair, it's just really tight cover and would come here. But it's similar move, same basic idea from there. Okay, so the letting go, right? Talking about the first lesson before we end. Right, that you breathe in and I say, ha, right? You want to practice just that, ha, letting go. But you can feel, right? No matter how much you let go, and you can tell how difficult it is to just hit zero, ha, right? You tend to catch yourself. Like I tend to catch myself, so I have to let go again. And then everything lets go, right? So there's really a double to do it. But you try to get as close as you can to the first one. But I can feel, even if I go way down, I can feel, and just there's a little bit of tension, no matter how much I try. So you have to do it twice. In other words, right? And then let go again to let everything go. Then you can feel everything let go, right? Like, oh, okay, I got it. So make it a double movement, right? So, and then let go to finish the movement, okay? So understanding it's a double movement, but you're trying to get it like one movement, means that second let go, you have to do it sooner and sooner. So like 1, 2, 1, 2, right? So as you're coming down, you let go of that second movement again, right? You can see my body have that double shake, right? And I let go. So when you come here, before it tightens, because I know it's going to tighten, I let go again. Yeah. So you do it fast enough, you could say it's one movement, right? Other people looking, no, I can see that shake. It's just a shake. It's one movement, but you really have to do that double movement. And you can tell if you don't go low enough, if you don't let this fold, right? You just can't let go. So you just have to. See, that looked like one movement, but inside I can feel myself like I have to force this to let go again, because you want to catch yourself, right? It's just natural, fight or flight. You can't just let go of everything. You'd fall to the ground. So when I do it sideways, if I let my body fold, I get closer to that 100% letting go on the first one. But I can still, it looks smoother, but I can still feel myself. I have to let go again. So joints, I can still feel letting go. It just looks smoother, but there's that second letting go. Okay, so practice that, and practice just letting this fold, right? Just letting go, and that feeling of there. Okay, when the physical application is always the easiest, right? It's very concrete. And if you can understand the physical application and what you're applying it to, right? You're not resisting something else. That's why in martial arts, when you train with somebody else, it's really concrete. But then to transfer that to the more conceptual letting go and applying it to not physical, but emotional, right? That kind of things, right? Talking, workplace, drama, right? Then you realize, oh, it's the same concept. It's more energetic, right? Emotional, mental, emotional. It's more energetic, and then you can see like, oh yeah, the physical application just really emphasizes, right, how much you're holding on from there. So the shoulders, right, the shoulder areas, the upper body is where we hold on to all that stress, right? We've talked about this before. So when you teach yourself to let go, right, physically, concretely, when you feel the tension, oh, I have to let it down. And then as you start understanding and being able to at least theoretically apply to the emotional side, you can see the value of it. Yeah, and you realize how simple the physical is from there. And then that goes back to you win by losing, right? No resistance, softness, just softness, letting go, and then you can turn around and softness can become hardness, right? Emptiness can become fullness. Then those concepts start to slowly materialize from there. Okay. Anyway, have a nice Easter. Take a break.
One more question.
Oh, yes.
Randy, before we go.
Yes, Grace.
You mentioned something about energy coming from your palm.
Oh, yeah.
Is that similar to Reiki? I mean, you don't want acupuncture, so you apply it. Is that similar or not?
Yeah, Reiki is, to me, the way I look at it, Reiki is just one method of energy work. Yeah, it's a really good method, but Reiki is energy work. So if you only learn Reiki, right, that's the only way, however it's taught to you, that's the only way you know how to apply it, and then that's your whole world, right? But if you learn different things, you do Qigong, it's going to enhance your Reiki, whether or not you're thinking that way. But if you start learning things like this, right? So Reiki is healing hands, right? It's healing. You apply it. That's really what it is. But the way Reiki works is, in general, right? You're asking the universe for help. And they use symbols. So you draw the symbols, you call it out 3 times. And that activates something. That activates, it pulls energy to you, to where you want to send it. It opens, it takes away time and space, right? So you can do long distance healing. You can heal in the past trauma, right? You can program for the future, right? That's what that allows. There's symbols for emotional. And then as you learn more and more, you find, wow, there's all kinds of symbols that you can bring into the Reiki world. So the Reiki method is basically using the symbols, being able to activate these 3 basic powers, and there's more, of course, and such. But if you learn other things, you can do the Reiki, but bring in those things. So I look at it as a toolbox, right? So you can do Reiki, but then you can start to really direct, yeah? So let's say, Reiki, when they're doing long distance, right? Or you're learning, you say, hey, get a stuffed animal. Big ears are really nice too. So you want to tap the universe, and you do your thing, and you say, okay, I'm gonna bring, okay, right? I'm gonna heal the center of the body, right? So I bring it down, but then I say, hey, let's bring in vibrating palms, right? And guess what? I use the Reiki to help flow that energy through me, right? Help send the focused energy here, but then, I can be a better tool to help issue that energy out, right? So first I learned like, I want to do this, but the refinement just this past 1 or 2 weeks, this whole new knowledge came out, and it comes from the shoulder blades, but really comes from the joints. And when I start moving from the joints, right, that just helps. It's like a machine, right? It's like an air compressor machine, not just gently flowing air, but hey, let's get an air compressor machine so we can really pump that air out. So I can do that, and I can bring in the Reiki. So Reiki becomes a tool. And then as I start learning, like, hey, if I not just in general, the whole palm, right? That works. And I can flow that energy through and it comes out my palm. But wow, I'm learning about if I treat this one point, well, then that means I have to focus that energy. So then I could focus it right out of my heart, right out of the Gung point, the center, right? Right over that one point. And then use the vibrating palms and issue from here. And then use the Reiki, right? And then you realize, wait, Reiki is pulling from the universe, right? Nobody can tell you what makes it work, but it works. And the interesting thing is what I discovered when I was, if you remember in the beginning of the pandemic, I was talking about I was treating my classmate who eventually died from COVID. You know, he was one of those examples, like almost 60 days straight. So that was, great practice for me. Yeah, that was really great training for me. Is what it ended up being. And he's in Sweden. His family's in Sweden, and I started to realize, like, I don't think I need to use the long distance symbol. And I talked to somebody and said, oh yeah, you don't have to, right? So all these Qigong healers in China who never heard of Reiki, who never learned mudras, who just learned whatever they did, it's intent. It's still intent. How are they doing long distance? Right? So intent works. But the Reiki symbol helps you. The Reiki symbols just help to, like, boom, make it work for sure. So a lot of times I just use the Reiki symbol anyway. It helps. It's like, But yeah, I started to realize that when you connect and it's training, and if you do it often enough, that kind of training, it does work. Yeah, I said, I can tell. And if you do it enough, yesterday I was doing some long distance sessions. I went to my office. I had time. I said, I'm supposed to treat all these people. I told them I'd help them as I have time. And the other thing I discovered is that you can treat multiple people at the same time. And I don't know how other people do it, but the way I do it is I'll visualize. So you could have pictures of everybody, right? That's a real easy way, right? You could have their photographs. And then I'll run through whatever it is I want to do, and then I'll visualize each person, and then I'll start treating each person. And then while I'm doing it, I just kind of Rolodex through my mind just to make sure that connection is there. And so I started that when I was treating my classmate in Sweden. And, somebody was in Sweden, somebody was in the mainland, somebody's over here. It doesn't matter. So by using the long distance symbol, right, I have that confidence that it doesn't matter where they are. And if my intent is not good enough, that symbol is going to help me. Yeah, it's really interesting. So like I might do the long distance symbol and then stack everybody on, right? Apply it to everybody. Do the power symbol and send it to everybody. But really what I'm understanding is once you set that intent, right, it's just there. Yeah. So I'll just kind of review everybody. Yeah. Yeah, you can imagine pulsing, getting back to your question, you can imagine pulsing from the heart, right? And that heart energy. Oh, that's how it was coming out. I was listening to my cousin's one of his seminars, and I've heard it probably 100 times before, but it really spoke to me. And he was talking about heart energy again, and it comes from the heart. And just where I was with the vibrating palm, all of a sudden something opened up. Yeah. And then I realized, wait, if I start thinking about my shoulders, wow, it just starts going. Yeah, yesterday I was really charged up afterwards. I forgot to sage myself afterwards. I came home, went out dinner. I was like this for 3 hours. I said, I have to come home and sage. I just had so much energy. And the person I was treating, was just this heat the heat releases, the steam releases, and you kind of absorb some of that. So, yeah, the saging, the incense, whatever it is you have to do to cleanse. Yeah, you have to do it. Yeah, plus I was discovering this, this new form of, not new form of energy, but this new way of doing it. Yeah.
Thank you, Randy.
You're welcome.
Thank you for that explanation.
Yeah, heart. Yeah, just yeah. Okay. All right. Have a good week. Have a really good 2 weeks, right? I won't see you for 2 weeks. Yeah, if you haven't signed up for your